Of Hudson's Public Safety Meeting to order on November 6, 2025. Roll call, please.
Alderperson Hall. Here. Alderperson Morset.
Here.
Alderperson Wakefield.
Here.
Thank you. The next part is our public comments. So anybody who wants to state anything that is not on the agenda, please take the podium, state your name and address for the record.
How's it going, guys? Nicholas Kramer, 50 Meadow Lark.
Hey, Nick.
Good evening, members of the Public Safety Committee. We've been at this for a while here. I've been writing these speeches on the same Word document since we started, and I think we're on about page 30 now. I'm thinking you guys might just like to hear me talk and want me to keep on coming back. But tonight I'm here because this committee has had many opportunities to do the right thing, and we've yet to do anything. As some of you may have seen and I mentioned at the previous meeting, our first public outreach post on Facebook reached over 13,000 people organically in less than 24 hours. Hundreds of citizens from every corner of Hudson, left-leaning, right-leaning, young and old, all united under one thing, that we don't want to live in a city that sponsors warrantless mass surveillance. People care, people are paying attention, and they're waiting for this committee to act. I've held off on expanding our public campaign because I wanted to believe that this committee would do the right thing. Given time and the information I've given you, I was hoping this committee would recognize the gravity of what's happening here. Let's start with the facts, not speculation, not emotion, but facts. The Hudson Police Department installed around plus or minus 16 flock cameras throughout our city, utilizing a federal grant for public safety. These aren't just plate readers. They track, sort, and catalog our movements. Every car, every trip, every pattern, stored in Flock's private database for months at a time. Flock's own marketing brags that their system's ability can identify vehicle make, model, color, bumper stickers, and damage to map out travel routes. And with Flock Nova and Flock Freeform, bring even more information into it. They call it characteristic recognition, which is just kind of a fancy way of dancing around the word facial recognition. They do everything but faces, your shoes, your shirt, your hat, anything but your face. Not that it can't do it, they just don't say it does. Anyway, that links all personal identifiers together, addresses, emails, credit histories, known associates, known travel patterns. This isn't hypothetical. It's written in their product documentation on their own website. This isn't safety, it's surveillance. Now, who owns all of that data? Well, Flock would like you to believe that the department does. But what does ownership mean when that same data is automatically shared with thousands of agencies across the country and with the federal government? Ownership without control is an illusion. We've already seen a case in Georgia where a user stole that data and gave it to a private company for beta testing. So ask yourselves, how secure is your data when anybody with access to the network can use it? Now let's talk about the law, because this isn't just policy, it's the Constitution. Katz of the United States told us that you have a reasonable expectation of privacy even when in public. Flock violates this. Jones of the United States told us that the government cannot track a person's or vehicle's GPS location for a very long period of time. Flock intrudes upon that. Carpenter of the United States reaffirmed that the whole of a person's physical movements is protected under the Fourth Amendment. Flock intrudes upon that. The parallels here are obvious. When a system continuously tracks a car, every movement, every person, it violates those constitutional boundaries. Full stop. And how about the if you're not doing anything wrong, you have nothing to worry about argument? That's not how this country works. We don't trade away our rights for the illusion of safety. We don't put the entire population under surveillance in case someone commits a crime. That's not public safety. That's pre-crime policing straight out of an Orwell novel. There would be just as much public safety value in implanting GPS trackers in newborns when they're born at the hospital, only to check them and promise only to check them if they commit a crime or are victims of one. That's absurd, right? Well, in practice, it's not much different than what's happening here. This is not a fringe issue. It's not an anti- or pro-police issue. It's not a partisan issue, and it's not a conspiracy. This is basic sixth grade civics. Across the nation, cities are taking these cameras down. The Institute for Justice has filed federal lawsuits against municipalities using Flock. And remember, the IJ rarely loses. Communities coast to coast, from big metros to small towns, have recognized these cameras for what they really are, an unacceptable erosion of privacy. And yet here in Hudson, with all of the evidence in front of you, this committee has yet to act. Last page. We've prepared an extensive public education campaign and a series of public records requests. If we file them, we will publish what we find. If there's a can of worms to open, we'll open it. Not a threat, but a commitment to transparency. What I'm asking for tonight is simple, and it is the bare minimum. Mandate that the public transparency portal be opened with the public search audit enabled. If the city is going to stand behind what could be the largest Fourth Amendment violation in the history of the country, the public deserves to see how it's being used. Second, advance this matter to the city council agenda. If any issue in recent memory deserves to go on the agenda, it's this one. You have the opportunity tonight to bring balance back to the scales, to show that the rule of law extends both ways. The only question is, will you do the right thing, or will we sit silent while the people of Hudson lose another piece of freedom? The Constitution does not enforce itself. That's our job. Right here and right now, it is your job. Welcome to page 32. Just yesterday, another major city, Redmond, Washington, made the right choice to take flock out of their city. And 2 congressmen announced their intent to launch a federal investigation into the use of flock cameras. It's a widespread issue. If you guys can't tell, I just wrote this speech about 2 hours ago. I haven't practiced. If you guys have any questions or would like to clarify anything I've said, Wisconsin Open Meetings Law 19.82, clarified by the Attorney General, allows brief discussion on topics brought up during public comment sections, not to extend to debate or decision-making, and I would welcome any questions, not to extend to the debate or decision-making.
I will allow it if you had any questions.
I have a question.
Yes, Chief.
What's this public transparency audit thing you want open? What are you talking about?
Yes, sir, that's an option. You'll see it in Flock OS. I'm not sure in the specifics of how to get there, but
Do you know what it's called?
it's called the Flock Transparency Portal.
It is Flock Transparency Portal.
Yeah, that's the official title of it.
You had an example on Facebook of a city that did have that posted. What city was that?
Don't have it on the tip of my tongue here. I'd have to look back. Stillwater does, though.
Stillwater has it on
Yep,
their
Stillwater has it.
website?
I don't want to say most cities, but many do have that, the Flock Transparency Portal opened up with
Okay.
the public search audit.
Public search audit.
Yeah, that's another option within the Flock Transparency Portal.
What can they search?
So what the portal itself shows is how many plates have been scanned, who that data is shared with by choice of the department. And then with the public search audit, you can see the volume of specific searches, but you're not seeing any, details that one might want to see private. Most times you'll see it's just the reason given is a police code, or the most commonly used one is just investigation.
So what that'll show is when we search for a license plate or something. in the
Right, but it
system.
won't give the public the very specific
It'll
information.
just show
It
the number of searches and what the reason for the search was.
Yes, Chief. Yep. And that's just a part of, like I said, keeping the public involved in this. And if we are going to keep it, and that's a decision the council wants to make, at least open up a little bit of transparency. And I briefly mentioned before, it's not that I distrust the Hudson Police Department by any measure. My issue is in the Flock agreement itself, the contract that the city signed with Flock. Even if the department decides not to share that data with any department but themselves, the agreement says that if there's a department that requests it from Flock for an investigation, they get it. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. It's written in the contract. Colorado, a few cities in Colorado actually amended their contracts when they were redone to specify that Flock is not allowed to share any of their data with anybody else. As it sits, unless that contract was already modified, Flock has access to that data no matter what, so anybody can ask for it. The sheriff down in Texas, I want to say, accessed 8,000 cameras searching for a woman who went out of state to get an abortion, a victim of domestic violence. No matter what your opinions are on abortion itself, I find it unacceptable that a sheriff in Texas was able, buddies with the guy, to search 8,000 cameras across the country to find a victim under suspicion that she got an abortion.
Do you have a copy of the city contract?
I don't. I can issue an open records request if you'd like to get access to that, but it might be easier for you guys to do that.
Before we go too far on the agenda, 2 points.
Yeah.
I would highly encourage you to set up a meeting with Chief Willem.
Yes, sir. Yep.
And if you want me there, I will try to make it work. Second point is, what ultimately do you want done to put this issue to rest?
My end goal, of course, is to take the cameras out of the city. I don't deny the value there is to public safety. I don't deny that at all. It's a great tool. If you can just get a ping on your phone if there's a stolen vehicle brought up. The issue is that law-abiding citizens are being tracked regardless. And like I said, again, it's not that I don't trust the department with that data. I still think it's unconstitutional. I think the court's going to find the same thing based on Jones, Carpenter, and Katz. So it is my guess in the next 2 years, once that case reaches the Supreme Court, we're going to have to take them down anyway. But an acceptable mid-term solution to me would be to open up the Flock Transparency Portal and put it before the public and let the public have a choice in it.
Okay.
Right?
Let's plan on meeting at some point,
Yes.
and then we can move it forward there and put this to rest as best as we can
Yep.
at our level.
All right. I appreciate that.
All right, thanks,
Guys.
guys. All right, number 5, approval of the regular meetings from October 9th.
Move to approve. Second.
Any corrections or revisions? Seeing none, all in favor? Aye. All opposed, motion carries. Number 5, new business A, discussion, possible action regarding the Chamber of Commerce Light Up the Night. Mary Claire, do you want to take the podium? If not, you don't have to. Chief Willems, sorry.
Nothing new, same, once they moved this event exclusively into Lakefront Park, it's been a bigger success, I would say, than when we used to have to try and shut down Main Street rush hour on a Friday night during the holiday season. So we've been happy with that move. We have had zero issues with it since it moved into the park.
Move to approve. Second.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. 5B, discussion possible action, Chamber of Commerce candlelight stroll.
Same thing, this has changed, had some minor changes throughout the last few years, what streets we're gonna close down for the interest of public safety and whatever, but this is, again, it was on a Friday night, rush hour, closing down a state highway for a couple hours is not ideal.
Right.
So what we've decided on is closing Locust Street, having no parking in that 500 block of Second Street to allow easier access to the shops and things. And then to appease the chamber group that really, this is not a dig on anybody, but to appease, right, they really wanted me to close off Second Street, which is not something I'm super in favor of doing. We'll have officers there at the lighted intersection for Walnut Street as well as the marked crosswalk for Locust Street to assist with pedestrians crossing the road.
Okay.
But I don't anticipate any issues. This has been going on for a few years. Like I said, we've tweaked it a couple of times over the years, but we think this is gonna be a solid plan moving forward.
Move to approve. Second.
Any further discussion? I just want to say, Mary Claire and your entire staff and your volunteers, that you guys have done a great job with this and increasing the holiday value for our residents and our visitors. You guys really have done a great job. And as you continue to grow it, wish you success. So thank you. All those in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Mary Claire. 5C, the Hudson Rotary River Dunk.
You wanna take this one, or you?
Actually,
It's a noon Rotary. It's
Rotary, not Daybreak.
No, this has been an annual event as well, and I mean, it's also secluded to the park, and we've never had an issue with it. It usually runs in conjunction with the hot air fair, and that's not caused any issues. I don't have any problems with it.
It's one of our biggest fundraisers that they have, so it's
Move
been
to
a great
approve.
success.
Second.
Any further discussion? And I know John's
We'll
there,
have
yeah.
Staff down there.
All right, thank you.
When are you gonna jump?
First, now that maybe I'm kind of a little healthier, maybe I could do that. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. That was all in favor of the river dunk, not me jumping.
Oh, that's not what mine.
Can I make a motion to draft Randy?
All right, number 6, informational items. Are there any informational items tonight? Seeing none, we'll go to the fire department report.
In the packet tonight was our monthly report for the month of October. Nothing out of the ordinary. We've actually seen a little downturn in calls, so it's been kind of a little reprieve.
Knock on wood. Are you full staff again? Or no?
We are.
Okay,
Yep.
and it's that time of the time to change your batteries and your smoke detectors and all that?
Yep,
kind
and your
of-
CO detectors, don't forget those.
All right,
Yep.
thank you. Any questions for Chief? Police department update.
You'll see the calls for service attached, 1,688 calls for service, which is obviously lower than what we see in the summertime. That's to be expected. September comes around and our calls for service tend to decrease a little bit just because the kids are back in school. It's wintertime, there's less people out and about, right? I'm gonna change it up a little bit. I'm gonna start, at these little updates, I'm gonna start talking about some notable calls that we've had the previous month, so that you guys can get a little bit of a taste of
Abnormal or normal call?
abnormal,
Rout-
right?
okay.
Not routine, right? I mean, these things, they're not routine, they're notable, right? Just so you guys can get a little bit of a feel of the type of activity that happens in the city. October 1st at the Hudson High School, there was a loaded rifle and 73 rounds of ammunition seized from a student vehicle. Student had made threats to shoot another student. That student was taken into custody and transported to the juvenile detention center in Eau Claire, charged with carrying a concealed weapon, making terroristic threats, possessing a dangerous weapon by a person under 18, and possession of a firearm in a school zone. On October 11th, the Hudson YMCA, a male subject arrives in a stolen vehicle that he stole from the Woodbury YMCA, broke into 22 lockers in the locker room, stealing cash, car keys, and wallets. He was arrested 4 days later, and his charges are pending. On October 13th, we were called to a suspicious activity in the area of County Market. Someone was seen pushing a County Market shopping cart through the lot with a bunch of Milwaukee tools in it. When we had contact with him, he ran from us, tried to hide from underneath a vehicle in an adjacent strip mall. Through our investigation, we learned that the tools that were recovered were stolen from Home Depot, almost $10,000 in value of tools that were stolen. October 17th, we were notified by the Minnesota State Patrol of an individual who went to a bank in Minnesota, made some terroristic threats indicating that he was going to kill Department of Revenue employees and blow up the Capitol. That individual was learned to reside in Hudson. It sparked a ERU call, Emergency Response Unit call out. While we were waiting for them to assemble, the suspect left his home and he was apprehended by officers on a high-risk traffic stop, the intersection of Cooley and 17th. He was sent back to Minnesota to face his terroristic threats charges. October 23rd, Hudson CBD had a burglary. Over $60,000 in product was stolen after we broke the window to gain access. Male subject was identified, interviewed, admitted to the crimes, and was ultimately charged for burglary. October 29th, at the Taco Bell in Hudson, a 65-year-old male from Cottage Grove, Minnesota, wearing a woman's clothing, exposing himself to a female staff member at the drive-thru. He was also located shortly thereafter, leaving the drive-thru, and arrested for disorderly conduct, lewd and lascivious behavior, exposure, possession of drug paraphernalia, and possession of methamphetamine. So just a couple of notable things that happened in the month of October.
Never the same.
Out of curiosity, did the flock camera system help in any of these?
Every single one of them.
Any questions? Anything else, Chief?
Not for this, but for communications and other
Go ahead.
agenda items, I might have some information for you.
Go ahead.
I think, and Drew, I don't want to speak for you, but in light of the events of the last council meeting, I think it's appropriate if we talk about those potential capital projects that we want to do, especially myself and the fire chief, with this group, so that we can either get support or no support from this group, and see, like, so we can plan for the next year. Because if I'm going to order squad cars, it's about a 6-month turnaround. And if we wait until March to order, I'm not getting cars until August and
Yeah.
getting them built before the end of next year, and we've
Did
got
we
cars.
approve?
So,
We
Well, you
approved the
did.
budget.
We approved the
you approved
CIP.
CIP with the understanding that you have until March to
change.
make any changes.
Yeah.
So I just want to get in front of this group before it gets too far
At our next
down the
meeting?
road. Yeah, well, and that's the other thing I wanted to talk about with the council meeting moving to the 8th. Do you want to keep this meeting on the 4th or move it to the 11th?
We can still keep it on the 4th, right?
It's good for me.
Yeah.
There won't be enough time to get those issues on the Monday meeting, though.
Nah, I'm not worried about,
Fourth.
or
It'll
do you
go
need-
to the January meeting.
that's fine.
Okay.
Maybe. I'm still waiting for hot air affairs packet and application, and that's usually the first week in February.
Okay.
Are
So
you,
if that's enough time, that's fine. Otherwise, I don't want them to miss their opportunity.
Right, well, that's not an issue, we'll just send it to full council, but it will probably be a full agenda on the 8th.
Right. So you want to keep this meeting on the 4th?
Yes.
Okay.
did you want to talk about the capital on the 4th, but it won't get on the agenda for the 8th is the only problem? The one,
I don't necessarily need it on the agenda. for-
Okay.
I just want to get a feel for where these guys are at, and if they have questions, they can ask us.
yeah, the only thing I would say is I would be looking to move approval for our tender up, because if we don't, it's a 7% increase January 1.
I don't think you're gonna have an issue with the tender, it might be the smaller items.
Fair enough.
So, yeah, that was just my request for you, Chair, to see if we can put that on there to
Yep.
talk about it.
For sure.
I think we should.
Okay.
Yeah, if there are gonna be increases on the 1st of January, we need to know about that now.
There'll be increases on whatever we do.
Yes.
For that. I mean,
Correct.
That's true.
nothing's getting cheaper.
No, no.
And so if we've budgeted for that, just want to make sure we are.
Anything else, Jeff, or you still, your
That's it.
report's done?
I'm done
I
now.
forgot Melanie, you got anything
Oh,
to,
good, thanks.
the real chief over there?
Oh, my God.
She runs the department, didn't you know that? Anything for future items on the agenda? Joyce,
No.
No.
Move to adjourn.
Second?
all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, all opposed, motion carries.
That's good, Randy.